What's good, ladies and gents? Welcome to the MKO Pugilism Boxing channel. Talking all things boxing as per usual. Like the channel, subscribe to the channel for more content. And yeah, today just going to speak to you about Jermall Charlo versus Sergiy Derevyanchenko, which was the first of two main events that took place on Saturday just gone on Showtime card on their pay-per-view, $75 pay-per-view. And yeah, this was, I can tell you before even getting into the Charlos and their performances, very good card. There was a lot of action, you know, several world title fights at the 122-pound weight division. You know, there was some good action on this card, and I think, you know, this has to be definitely up there as one of the, you know, sort of superior pay-per-view cards. Very good. You know, I managed to watch it and everything, and yeah, great card. And anyway, let's get into Charlo. So Jermall Charlo, the middleweight brother of the two, he defended his WBC middleweight title against Sergiy Derevyanchenko. Derevyanchenko came into the fight, good record, only had lost twice to Danny Jacobs and Triple G, Gennady Golovkin. And both of those fights, I mean, the Jacobs fight was a bit clearer that Jacobs won, but the Golovkin fight was a fight that he done exceptionally well in. He pushed Golovkin to the limit. It was a hard fight, it was a tough fight, and many people, you know, including myself, I felt like, yeah, that you could have given that to Derevyanchenko, but anyway, they gave that to Golovkin, and it's one of those fights. It was that close, and he did kind of, he's one of those guys that fought Golovkin and made Golovkin, who's always been known as a huge puncher, he made him look a bit human there in that fight. And in this fight, we saw a masterclass, you know, masterful performance by Jermall Charlo. He boxed exactly how, if you're a coach or you know you train fighters, or you know, this is how you would tell your guy to fight him. Is pretty similar to what I think what I said in our other videos about sort of previewing this with me and Kev about, you know, effectively using your jab, using your reach, using your combinations, keeping your man at bay. And that's what Charlo was doing here on Saturday night. You know, he was throwing brilliant combinations from outside, reeling off, good jab, you know, good straight right hand, varying the punches, little uppercuts, and you know, threw very good tidy combinations against Derevyanchenko. And you know, in this fight, it was a very clear victory for Jermall Charlo. You know, it was truly a you know, the performance of an elite level fighter. And I think this is a fight in which Jermall Charlo really showed us that, you know, he's here, he's arrived, he's an elite level guy. Because I mean, you know, for what it's worth, he definitely made easier work of a guy that gave Jacobs and Golovkin problems. You know, he definitely made far easier work. I mean, you watch this fight, you know, and even watching it back and stuff, I could see, you know, it was clear from beginning to end. You know, Jermall Charlo, he was in charge. He just used his attributes perfectly. Good long and mid-range boxing, you know, brilliant combinations. He didn't really allow Derevyanchenko sort of to get into the fight. He basically kept Derevyanchenko on the end of his punches for the most part, and he had speed in there. And you know, Derevyanchenko, he had a few moments, but really, you know, he could do nothing to stop what Jermall Charlo was doing. You know, Jermall Charlo was just in charge, put his authority on the fight from the very first bell. He was aggressive, but he was also smart with his aggression. You know, he didn't stand toe-to-toe with Derevyanchenko, but he used his reach. He used those attributes, being the taller man. And, you know, you look at the guys in the ring on the night, and they look like little and large. You know, Charlo much taller, much bigger frame and everything, and you might have even thought that Derevyanchenko belongs in a weight division below. It looked that much smaller. But yeah, good performance by Charlo, and it's onwards and upwards for him. We'll see what happens next with other fights out there. But yeah, hats off to Jermall Charlo. Very good performance. He boxed the perfect fight. The only thing we can say, to put it in perspective, some have said that, Derevyanchenko, he has been through some hard fights, some wars and stuff, and yeah, that could be a factor. That could be a factor in, flattering the performance a bit. But, for me personally, I think, you can only beat what's put in front of you. This Derevyanchenko had a good record coming in, and Charlo just completely dominated him, Jermall Charlo. So, yeah, congratulations to Jermall Charlo, WBC middleweight champion. And I look forward to seeing whatever his next move is. And until next time, that is MKO Pugilism, over and out. See you on the next vid.